In life, it is more important to follow your own judgment because taking risks helps us learn. Waiting till others say it is right can cause us to miss opportunities, and we're the only ones that know what we want. Being a teenager is all about learning to be an adult. It is the tutorial period. We learn what not to do now so we don't get into more trouble when it matters. As Lexi Tucker writes, in What's the Rush? Young Brains Cause Doomed Love, some research seems to indicate that this risk-taking that teenagers commonly do is like a dress rehearsal for real danger. Since our brains learn from experience, we take risks when we are young to learn how to make good decisions when circumstances get really serious. In the retelling of the story of Popo and Itzla from Juliet Piggott Wood, Popo and Itzla are waiting for approval of Itzla's father to marry, causing a bunch of complications and misunderstandings to occur that left Itzla taking her own life and Popo forever guarding over her tomb, never being able to love each other as they wanted. This is evidence of we should not wait till others to say it is right, as it will just cause us to miss opportunities, such as them forever missing their own love. Finally, no one really knows what we want except ourselves. In West Side Story, the character Doc tries to stop Tony from pursuing his love Maria, telling him it isn't worth it and that it will only end in hurt and hatred in their futures. Even when faced with the forbiddenness of their love, Tony still tells Doc that even if it only lasts from one night to the next, it's worth the world. No matter what it takes, Tony wants to pursue love in Maria because this is what matters to him. That's what he wants. No one else knows that except him. No one else can make the decision to pursue it except him. Some people argue that we should follow the expectations of others because they have already experienced the same choices and made the same mistakes that we have the chance of going through, and therefore we must follow their advice so we don't make the same mistakes. However, following the advice of those before us doesn't always work, as our circumstances can be very different than theirs. For example, in If Romeo and Juliet Had Cell Phones by Misty Harris, Romeo and Juliet were cited as being one of the earliest examples of the shift from group-bound societies to networked individuals. Instead of living in tightly knit groups like their parents, Romeo and Juliet are crossing boundaries and connecting as individuals. This means that advice Romeo and Juliet's parents have to give about their society and life won't work for Romeo and Juliet. While it may not be exactly the same now, the advent of technology and social media certainly means that our parents can't always help us make the right calls in our new world. We instead have to make decisions for ourselves.